The Phoenix Suns have been as hot as the sun during these first 5 bubble games. They're currently just a half game out of the 9th seed, and they're the last remaining undefeated team in Orlando. In fact, this is Phoenix's longest win streak since 2014, although I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What I do know is that Phoenix has quickly become one of my favorite teams to watch in the NBA, and I want to highlight 3 young but integral pieces to their success: Devin Booker, Mikhail Bridges, and Deandre Ayton. Let's start off with Devin Booker's playmaking, as he's added this skip pass to his arsenal, often hitting distant targets while on the move. Notice how he reads the eyes of the defense. That's 5 white jerseys all focused on him. Booker correctly identifies the hole, and Cameron Payne rewards him with the drop-off. Book has seemed to have learned that surveying the location of opposing defenders is just as important as surveying the location of open teammates. He is able to find an open Cameron Johnson in the corner because he first notices Dorian Finney-Smith shading towards the paint. As soon as Paul George makes a move to tag the roll here, Book fires a laser to the weak side corner, and that's a wide open 3. This ability to magnetize help defenders has made Booker a very good drive and kick passer. He has this corner jump pass down to a T, always getting it off in a fluid motion, and rarely ever getting stuck in midair with no one to throw to. The gravity from Booker and Ayton's pick and roll sucks Aaron Holiday in, and D-Book turns a triple play with a Derek Jeter-esque pass. What's impressed me the most about Booker's playmaking is his head fakes. Watch as this look away freezes Malcolm Brogdon and causes Justin Holiday to shift towards Cameron Payne, creating plenty of daylight for a 40% 3-point shooter. Booker has been manipulating defenders with no-look passes throughout the entire restart, which really tells me that playmaking has become more natural to him. It's no longer a 2-step thought process for Booker to find open teammates, it's instinctual. The next player I want to touch on is Phoenix's young defensive star, Mikal Bridges, who was assigned to Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard, and Bubble Warren in back-to-back-to-back games. And while he did a really solid job in these matchups, ultimately I was left with some concerns with his ability to contain quicker ball handlers. Bridges got beat off the dribble frequently, and he had to use his length to get back into plays. Watch as he ends up to the side of TJ Warren, but his 7'1" wingspan still allows him to get a good contest in. Aaron Holiday gets a step on Bridges here, but Mikal's albatross arms eat up that space in an instant. And even though Kawhi bodies Mikal's barely 200-pound frame down low and gets off the ground first, Bridges is still able to disrupt the shot. Mikal Bridges can simply never be counted out on a play because of his length, even when he's behind opponents. But Bridges won't always be able to just let good scorers get by him and expect his physical tools to bail him out. And if given a step, craftier players will use their body or the rim to shield themselves from Bridges' intrusive length. Bridges also has to sometimes rely on his teammates to rotate over to plug his leaks. Even though Cameron Johnson and Deandre Ayton have been solid team defenders so far in the bubble, creating holes in their defense is never ideal. Furthermore, Mikal is somewhat vulnerable to sudden changes in movement. This goes hand in hand with his lack of lateral agility that prevents him from keeping quicker ball handlers in front of him. But I also think it's more to do with the fact that he never really has to calculate his strides because his length normally is able to make up for erroneous navigation, causing him to appear ungrounded when he's trying to keep up with difficult covers. Overall, even though I've kind of been nitpicky on Mikal Bridges, I still think he's a fantastic defender, and it's scary to think about how good of a defender he currently is, considering the room of improvement he still has. I haven't been a huge fan of Deandre Ayton on offense because of his passiveness in the paint. He prefers finesse over strength in the post, despite being 250 pounds of pure muscle. For instance, notice how he has the ball under the rim, but instead of going straight up, he steps out to take a running skyhook. This lack of aggression, combined with his tendency to take post fades and face up jumpers, is the reason why Ayton has only taken 9 free throw attempts during the restart. This has been a long-running theme with Ayton's game, and evident in his true shooting percentage only being slightly above league average. But Ayton actually has surprisingly good touch on these jumpers, and I think stretching his range out to the 3-point line could be a way to rectify his efficiency. He's only attempted 7 threes in the restart, and he's had a few bad misses. But Ayton's 75% free throw percentage, touch from mid-range, and 12 of 35 3-point shooting from college all suggest that he could perhaps become a Joel Embiid level shooter at the NBA level.